Hello and welcome to another video with the Gamers Class. This is your mid lane coach Shizzy Dota here, and today guys I was going through a few games of Topson, and I actually saw a very unorthodox mid hero being played by him, and I just thought it's something that I really want to review and I want to talk about it, and we could actually learn something together about this mid lane Sven. He absolutely smashed this game, and I feel like this is the game where he played flawlessly, and it's something that I want to talk about, right? So the more we watch it, the more we're actually gonna learn. So let's get right into it.
If you like this kind of content, go to gamersguys.com. For just $10 a month, get your replays analyzed, watch masterclasses with pro players, join weekly coaching sessions, win prizes, and more with our Supreme Dota 2 membership.
So he's going for the traditional starting items on Sven. Nothing too crazy, He's gonna start with the bracers. That's how you want to play mid. But what I like is he's actually trying to make moves on the mid laner right there. Even though it doesn't work out exactly, but he's trying to be aggressive and he's making moves, which is nice. He gets a nice block compared to the Invoker. The creeps are gonna be on almost close to his high ground when he aggroes them. Let's have a look at the CS. Yeah, he's gonna secure that range creep with the stun. That's something you wanna do when you're playing mid Sven. You wanna last it with your stun, especially when it comes to range creeps. Okay, so he's buying bracers and he is buying tangos so he can have more regen in this lane. I think it's very important to have more regen as a melee hero against the range hero, and that's what Topson is exactly doing here. He secures another range creep with stun, so it's I think at this point it's understandable that you have to secure the range creep with your stuns so you don't lose any levels if it gets denied. He denies the range creep as well. That's nice. His CS seems perfect, man. 12 out of 3. 12 creeps, 3 denies. That's great. Alright, so he's gonna push out the wave. He's gonna farm the jungle. 2 bracers, and I think now he has a lot of regen, so the Invoker can't really zone him out, I believe. So he's gonna use the stun so he doesn't get the mana burn damage. If he doesn't have any mana, how is he gonna take any damage? Very smart. So he has 27 creeps compared to the 17 creeps of the Invoker because he's farming 2 camps at the same time. This is some crazy farming pace, man. I think he's gonna stack this. Yes, he is. He's gonna stack this, and then I think he's gonna farm it. So he got a chainmail so he can have more armor and he can farm faster, I believe. It's like he won't get harassed as much by the creeps or by the Invoker in the lane, so he won't take much damage because of the extra armor. Also, he sees the Invoker, he went top, so he's like, okay, now I can go into the lane and just push out the wave. As soon as Invoker is back, he's going back to the jungle. And he's farming really fast, man, especially with these stacks. He's gonna stack this. He's gonna go back to pushing the lane. Secures the range creep with stun. That's great. So this is something he's very prominent on, securing range creeps with stun. That's something I've already learned if I ever want to play a mid Sven. He's asking the team to stack ancients for himself, and obviously that's how Sven works. You want to have ancient stacks on you. So he pops the God Strength because he understands he can't really kill anyone with his God Strength, so might as well use it and farm faster. Which I think is the right idea to play Sven. Early on, the Gauss strength, like the extra damage won't help you get anything apart from farming. So he gets a poor man shield, which is nice to farm jungle creeps. The creeps don't do as much damage. Ocean Heart is obviously better compared to poor man shield on the mid. Exactly, that's what he's gonna keep. Okay, so farming a lot, just farming here and there. Right now he has 91 CS compared to everyone on the map. Let's have a look at his net worth, guys. He's 1k ahead of everyone on the map right now, and it's only gonna get, it's even gonna go even further. He's mostly just farming, and that's how you want to play Sven, of course. You want to abuse this cleave that you have. 90% cleave is crazy, man. So he's going top. So I want to talk about this, guys. Why does he TP top? There's a lot of reasons why he's actually TPing top, okay? And I'm just assuming at this point. I'm not exactly sure that's why he's TPs, but the bounties are about to spawn. It's 10 minutes, okay? Then he sees a lot of heroes that he can potentially kill with his Mask of Madness and Face Boots. He has his first item, right? He has his level 10 talent, gives him strength. That means he has more damage and he's tanky. He won't die as fast, right? You look at the map, Cosflex Invoker can't really kill him, Anti-Mage can't kill him, Enchantress can't kill him, Darkshire is already showing bottom. So he understands that this fight is going to be good, he can secure the bounties, and if it goes good, he can also farm the Ancients, which he asked to get stacked. So let's see what he actually does here. Yeah, so he's here to secure the rune. He gets the rune. Never mind, they don't get the rune. Okay, so they get a kill on the Invoker, Tiny, and he farms the Ancient stacks. That was, all in all, that was a good trade. He was here to get the bounty, and they couldn't secure the bounty. Tiny got it, but all in all, it was a really good trade. And it's just like he understands the timings, guys. It is very important to understand these timings, bounties, your levels, your items, you know. Like, imagine if he was fighting with just the Face Boots. It wouldn't work out. He only fights when he has this Mask of Madness, and when he knows he's gonna get some value out of it, like the bounties and the Invoker kill. So they get another kill on the Invoker. Invoker's starting to fall off, and Topson is only getting bigger and bigger eventually. He's asking his team to stack Ancients constantly. Oh, he gets a free kill on the Enchantress here. I don't think they can kill the Anti-Mage here, but he's just trying to put on some pressure onto him. He sees that the Anti-Mage is TPing, so he can play freely here now. He's going top because he wants to farm the Ancients. His Gauss strength is about to be over and he wants to get the value out of it. Remember, guys, it's not only about just farming, right? It's never only about just AFK farming. It's about getting the value out of your spells and trying to farm faster than you usually could. Any other player would not TP so fast to the Ancients because they would be like, okay, let's hit the tier 1 or something. Let's go farm the side camp at bottom. He TPs top so he can farm the Ancients faster. And now, since he has the Echo Saber, he wants to pressure a lane or something. So he's being very efficient. Until now that I've realized this, with his farming, he's been very efficient. Now they're super strong. They're strong to the point where they can farm the enemy Ancients. And they're actually stacking it as well. Topson is crazy, crazy strong right now. They get 3 kills, and I think they're gonna be okay with that. Now they want to get the mid tower. They actually got 4 kills. Killed the Invoker just now. They're gonna get the mid tower. Now he doesn't have Gauss strength, so I think he's just gonna farm. That's how you want to play Sven. You don't have Gauss strength, you just farm. He's farming more and more. He has like 200 CS, almost 210 CS. He has double the CS of what the Anti-Mage has right now. So he's got that BKB, and then now I think he's much more stronger, and he wants to fight for sure. Yep.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Killing spree. Dominating. Double kill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They're gonna go into the pit. It's a free Roche for sure. And just notice, guys, just notice this. He's playing exactly around his own timings. The BKB timing, the Mask of Madness timing, Echo Saber timing, Gosh Trend timing, stacks, like everything is pre-planned what he's doing. It looks like he's just doing it randomly, but he's not. He's thinking about every move that he's making, and that's exactly why
Is under attack.
he's getting all these kills and all these big objectives on the map.
Is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower structures are fortified.
Yikes.
Dire's top tower is under
So now he understands that he's already outfarmed the enemy and he has an Aegis, so he wants to push his aggression. He's trying to put more aggression on the map, trying to pressure the anti-mage. He does understand that the anti-mage will carry the game if he lets him farm. Is this gonna TP out of here? And I really like this. So when you're playing Sven, guys, this is something I want to talk about. When you're playing Sven, overall you rely on your team a lot, okay? And since his teammates are dead, that means he's gonna get kited in the team fights, no matter how many items he has, no matter how strong he is. So what he does is he just pops his BKB and he TPs out. If he would have stayed there and he dies, what happens is he gives away a lot of experience, a lot of gold to the anti-mage, and eventually they would end up throwing the game here. So what Topson just did was very smart, playing it smart, not just going full barbarian mode like his team just did. And he understands that if his team is dying, he doesn't have to die necessarily. This is really good player instinct coming out from Topson here. And I think this is something that you need to have in you to increase your MMR and your pubs, because bad team fights happen all the time. You can never rely on your team all the time. If your team is making a bad move and you feel like it's a bad move, you can always get out without providing any explanations. He's gonna make a move mid, doesn't work out. He's still trying to put on aggression at mid, which is nice. He has his Ags now, and that's a really big spike. And I think now he's gonna make even bigger moves for sure.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under Dire's middle tower has fallen.
So he's getting kited around quite hard. He understands he doesn't have BKB, he doesn't have God Strength anymore. And he's gonna call out to go back. That's what you want to do as a Sven for sure. And that's always what you want to do. He's really lucky he gets a regen here. But like overall, it was a bad fight. He understands it and he's getting out. This is quite nice. Knowing the fights that you want to take.
Double kill.
Like I said, if he dies anywhere
Radiant's
over here, he will just throw the game. He can see on the map that the enemy is really far away, and he was like, okay, let's get some free picks.
Monster kill.
He tells his team, if you notice, he was pinging the team to go on the anti-mage. They get a big pick on anti-mage, and now they can actually pressure the enemy even more. Since the anti-mage does not have buyback. He's also using the spider legs very nicely.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Holy shit.
Is under attack.
He gets a kill on the Invoker, forces a buyback, and he's like, okay, let's get out. Which is again a very smart move. The way he's using spider legs here is also super, super good, guys. It's something that you want to do as a carry. Eventually, when you have spider legs, you can also drop your boots, which makes things even easier for you.
Radiant.
tries to go for the anti-mage, but he realizes, okay, the anti-mage is stronger and he has a lot of evasion, so he's like, okay, let's buy that divine. It's do or die. It's like a do or die situation, because if this game goes any longer from this point, Dire will win, because Dire have better late game heroes compared to Radiant. Right now he's pinging his team not to fight because he does not have BKB or God strength, so he's just pinging it and he's asking his team to back off. So he's getting kited around, and guys, I feel like this is one of the biggest plays that he's gonna make here. So this is something that I really want to talk about. Okay, so what it does here is, okay, so if you notice, the anti-mage TPs here, everyone just TPs here. Why? Because they know it's a free divine that they're about to get. And normally, if the divine goes into the anti-mage's hands, the game's pretty much over. It's just actually over. They get divine, they get Aegis, and it's over. What he does here is crazy. Like, it's probably the biggest play in this entire game. He TPs out, he wastes a lot of time for the enemy. The enemy don't have any mana, and if they fight again for Roach, which is like almost what, 80% HP, it's gonna be much better for Radiant now. Mirana is spawning in 15 seconds. Clock is about to spawn in 40 seconds, and it's going to take a lot of time for them to go back to Roche and start Roche again. Also, it puts a mental dent on the enemy. Like, they were like, okay, we get free Roche, we won the game, Sven doesn't have EKB, let's go kill him. He TPs out, and now they're really frustrated. And I just think overall this was a really big play. This TP out. This was a game changer right there. So even though Dire actually gets the Aegis, this is pretty good for Radiant, because now they're gonna get some comeback kills for Rush. So overall, this play right here, this is what changed the game. If he gives away the divine, the game is in a complete different scenario compared to what it is now. Just these small plays, guys. These small plays is what actually changes the entire game. You don't normally notice them when you're watching replays, but if you go into the depth, you realize, okay, this is what makes you a top tier 1 player. He doesn't have God strength. He tells his team to go back, but when the enemy commits, he's like, okay, let's fight, because they're fighting in their vision. And now this seems good for Dire.
Double kill. Hot stuff. Triple kill.
And I think the game's over at this point. Yep, pretty much over. Yep, that's the game. So guys, conclusion of this entire gameplay, guys. I feel like his farming in the early stages of the game was on point. His communication was on point. He kept on asking his team to stack, go for pickoffs. Just constant communication that I could feel. Even without hearing him, I could tell that his communication was very strong this game with his team. On top of it, he never died this entire game, and it's only because he was very smart in these scenarios. He never entirely committed in team fights. He was always aware of where to fight, how to fight, and if the fight is going bad, he instantly got out. He was completely aware of most of the things that were happening in fights. On top of it, I think he understood that Ember is going to make a lot of space on the safe lane, and he picked mid lane Sven so he could be the farmer and the Ember could be the fighter that makes space. Normally, you don't want to pick Sven if you have something like an anti-mage or Spectre or Terrorblade on your Sven, and you're going to be like, oh, how are we losing this game? Obviously, there's a lot of sync that requires to play the mid lane Sven. Overall, I think Topson played out of his mind this game, and that is exactly why I wanted to review this replay. And I just feel like I've learned a lot watching this, and I hope you guys learned as much as I did at the same time. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you guys have any other questions regarding this video, any other videos, or just overall in Dota. Let me know in Discord chat and I'll gladly answer them. I'll see you guys in the next video. Shizzy Dota signing out.